$70 videos, hundreds of products, and a whole lot of viral hype. 2025 has been a year of quiet luxury, but did the luxury actually deliver? Today, I'm breaking down my definitive top products and the fails I wish I had never spent my money on. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You probably noticed that my background looks a little bit different. I am switching things up for 2026. I am in the midst of doing it right now. It should have been done by the time this video was recorded. However, December's been interesting. So at the beginning of the month, if you don't know, I ended up with a sinus infection and bronchitis, which really just stopped me in my tracks for a little while. And then my dog Ellie, my pit bull Ellie, had to have her ACL replaced, which we knew it was coming, so we had, set it up. And then earlier this week, my husband was outside taking Harper out, the other dog, and it was slippery on the stairs, and he fell on his back onto the stairs and broke 2 ribs. Yes. So he's pretty much completely immobile. And so I had to move this around all by myself, and I'm still moving things around and cleaning, and it's going to take me a little longer than I thought because I don't have any muscle. So yeah, it's not completely finished yet. And also because of that, I'm a little busy. I guess the best way. There's a lot going on. So if I don't get back to you right away, I apologize. This will be the last long content video of 2025 and the last video of the Feisty Festival. There will be a live go up and I will pick all of the winners, including this video will have a winner as well. Then we'll go into 2026, which is just hard to believe. So today I'm going to have all my favorites and fails from 2025. I did a video where I showed you guys what you all bought, what you thought was the best out there, and then things that didn't really live up to your expectations. Some of the things aligned perfectly with my best and worst, and other things were completely divergent. So it's going to be an interesting video today. I'm making some changes for the channel. I try to, take in all your feedback and look at the analytics every year so that I can pivot to a channel that is most in tune with what you guys want. And I'll have a video about that 2026, what I'm doing and things that I'm switching up and that kind of stuff. But what I would say for 2025 is I have noticed that I don't have as many fails, but that's because I haven't bought as many things that I thought I would not like. So for 2026, I am going to be buying more products that I think I'm probably not going to like, but I'm going to try them anyway for all of you. So that includes the Dior Spring and Summer collection, which is on its way to me right now. So that will be soon. It will be in January, which just seems too early, but that's when it comes out. Okay, had to take the dogs out. You might see Ellie in the background making a little nest. So let's get into my favorites and fails for 2025. So first, I would say there were a lot of great products in 2025. And as I mentioned, I think I purchased more wisely in 2025. So there's things that I probably would have disliked if I had picked them up. But since I didn't, and I can't really talk about them since I didn't try them, can't prove a negative. So what I'm gonna do today is go through the top of the top, things I liked the most, the things I really loved, the things that while I was trying them, I thought, these are fantastic. So let's start with complexion products. And I think if you've watched me, what number 1 is gonna be. This is the Victoria Beckham Drops, and this is a relatively new purchase for me. This came out later this year, but I actually waited a while before I picked it up because I was just kind of like, how good could it be? I love my Lisa Eldridge foundation, and so I was kind of like, could it really be that much better? Yes, it is. It does have excellent skincare properties because of the Augustinus Bader product that's in here. It's not something that is going to feel thick on your skin, but it's going to give you a lot of coverage. There's not that many shades. I mean, I think you can always expand a shade range, but I do think it's a flexible shade range. It works beautifully on everyone. It's an amazing product because it does this great thing where it really covers the imperfections in your skin and blurs everything out, makes everything look better, but yet there doesn't seem to be a lot of coverage, and it's just so lightweight and thin that, I absolutely love it. Now this I have in shade 2 Fairlight. I'm actually going to get shade 1 and try it out because my skin actually does get paler believe it or not, in the winter. So I'm gonna try shade 1 and let you all know. There were a number of other skincare, tinted moisturizers types of products, complexion products that came out this year that I really liked. Merit, I think it was 2025. Went back and forth, and honestly, I ran out of time because there's so much going on. But I'm pretty sure the uniform was this year. This is excellent. The Live tinted product. This is excellent. This has a skin tint SPF of 50. This has 45. The CL, the Tint and Protect, you're gonna notice a trend here, SPF of 50. Again, excellent product. These are all incredibly lightweight. They have almost like a tinted moisturizer slash serum kind of feel to them, and they have an SPF. Bare Minerals Tinted Moisturizer, SPF of 30, and the Trini London BFF De-Stress Tinted Serum. Again, these are all very similar products. Depending on what you're looking for, I have videos, dedicated videos for each one of these products so you can see what they're like. The differences are minimal. Some have a little bit more SPF, you know, some have different types of SPFs in them. The color choices you might be interested in, some are mineral, some aren't, you know. Other than that, though, the coverage is pretty close. The CL has more coverage. It's more of almost a medium coverage, which is interesting. That has the heaviest coverage of all of those. And I think, again, the Victoria Beckham does the most blurring. It's the most perfect product of all of those. I also want to mention a product that I'm trying out now in the last couple of weeks, and this is the Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation. This is definitely more of a foundation. It has more coverage, but it is incredibly lightweight. It looks beautiful on the skin. It is blurring. It does have a serum to it, so it does have like a skincare property. It does have perfume in it, so that's the thing to be aware of. So far, so good. Like, I really like it, and it hasn't bothered me. It hasn't triggered any migraines or anything. So that's one that I would say if you're looking for more coverage and you don't mind a perfume, you should check out the Givenchy. I think it's very good. My favorite concealer from this year, RMS. This is the Revitalize Hydra Concealer. Really good product. I've been singing its praises. This is in N01. This is the lightest shade. I also have Cool 02 or something like that. I'll make sure the correct information is down below. And that by far has been my favorite concealer. Today I used the Make concealer, which I am trying out, and I haven't used it long enough to really say. It's the Skin Mimetic Concealer by Make. So far, so good. Like, it does seem to be working really, really well, and I really like it, but I might have the wrong shade. It's in shade very light. I'll make sure the information's down below. But concealer's tough because you don't want something so light that it actually makes the circles look worse or the darkness look worse. Because if you put something that's really bright under your eyes, it's too light for your skin, it's actually going to accentuate the fact that you haven't had any sleep for the entire month of December. But if it's too dark, that's not good either. So I think I might need a 2. I got to figure that out. But the product does seem very promising. So I wanted to mention it in this video because I think it is extremely good. So those are all the foundation slash complexion products. I think this year has been a really good year for lightweight serum-like products. And even the Prisme Libre is a serum foundation. So I think that's a trend that we're going to continue to see because it does look beautiful on the skin. But Lisa Eldridge was the first to have a product out there that really was very lightweight, but also offered coverage without coverage. It's more blurring than anything else. So contour products, bronzer products. I want to mention the Sachou. I've talked about the Sachou products more this year. In fact, I think for the first time this year, the lip peel-and stain. I'm so tired, guys. That product is excellent. They have blush ones. The contour is my favorite. This product is basically a sponge on the top. And I know not everybody likes the sponge things because it can get, you know, kind of dirty, but this is going to offer you an excellent contour. You'll just put it on like this and let it sit in. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush to put it where you want it, and you're just gonna basically leave it, and then once you're done, it's gonna stay there all day long. You're gonna have a beautiful contour. It blends great. I mean, it's an excellent product. All the Sachou products are really good. I'm really impressed with them overall. I know they're not luxury, and that's something that I'm gonna touch on in my 2026 video when I talk about what I'm doing next year. But I do wanna bring you products that give you a luxury experience, even if they're not necessarily luxury products per se. So that'll be more delineated in 2026, but we'll talk about that later. Bronzers, there were 2. Fair Harmony, but I feel like this actually came out late last year, but now I can't remember. And this is in Bois, which is, it's like my favorite one that I've been using. It's phenomenally good. You can see I've actually made a dent in it. which I don't think I've ever done here on the channel. So that tells you something. And then the Givenchy Prisme Libre in the 01, this is the lightest shade. I really love this bronzer. I think this is an excellent bronzer. These two are both excellent for drier skin, for more mature skin, don't accentuate lines, feel very comfortable on, doesn't wear in a weird way, doesn't accentuate pores. Just excellent products. Again, these are the lightest shades of those products, so I can't really speak to the deeper ones because I have not used them. There really wasn't a highlighter this year that I loved. There wasn't a highlighter where I was like, oh yes, like the best highlighter yet, ever. Some of the Chanel ones were okay. The Dior ones were okay, but there wasn't really one that I loved. So I didn't use a highlighter today. But I will say that the RMS Crystal Slipper collection as a whole, the highlighter, the highlights, the blush, all of the Crystal Slipper collection for RMS was excellent. I really do love that entire color line. Like, I think that's a great shade for practically anyone. And RMS in general, I've been very impressed with. Again, I think that's more of a accessible luxury kind of line, like maybe high end. You guys tell me how you would describe it, but I think that it is, RMS is a great line to look at if you're looking for something that's a little more reasonably priced. It's not inexpensive. Then if we talk about blushes, so there are a number of blushes this year I actually thought were extremely good. And I was trying to figure out, you know, how to like parse like which ones were my favorite. And I would say this. There were 3 that really stood out to me as like ones that I've continued to use and I really like. It came out this year. Now, the Saint Laurent blushes, I do love the Saint Laurent blushes. I've talked about them endlessly and they're amazingly good. I'm going to talk about the Dior instead of the Saint Laurent because the Dior formula changed more significantly. Let me explain. The Saint Laurent blushes came out before 2025. They are excellent blushes. I've talked about them endlessly. There's all different kinds. Some are satin, some are sparkly, some are shimmer, some are, you know, some are more matte. They, to me, are some of the best on the market. The Dior Backstage has changed significantly this year. This new formula, it has a scent to it. Now, you either hate this scent or love this scent. I love this scent. To me, it smells like candy. I don't know. It's beautiful. And this shade, Starry Mauve, has been like my favorite. This was a limited edition shade. I love this product. Although the Dior Backstage blushes are not new for 2025, the formula is drastically different. Like the pigment is different, the scent is different, the packaging is different, and then of course Starry Mauve was a limited edition shade. The Make blushes, now there's different ones. There's the Cream Sticks, and this is in Hyper Nude, and then there is the Heat Stroke, and this is in Basque. These are different products. One's more of like a gel. This is the Heat Stroke. And this has more of a glossy kind of finish. And the Cheek Sticks is more of like creamy kind of finish. But these products are, in my opinion, the best cream blushes that have come out, which is why I'm not going to talk about the Dior, the Charlotte Tilbury ones, or the House Labs. They're all excellent. I've done a very detailed video on why I liked different ones for different people, but I like the Make ones better than all of those. As you can see, this is the creamy, the Hyper Nude, much more of a creamy, almost matte, and then this one has more of that glow and that luminescence to it. But the Make products are excellent. They're absolutely just extraordinarily good. And I would be lying if I were to say that the Charlotte Tilbury or the Dior are better, or the House Labs, in my opinion. The Chanel, I do have a shade in the Chanel, it's like this brownie shade, and I'll put it down below, that I've talked about that I like actually more than both of those, but it did not come out in 2025. It's actually been around for a while, and I just was not paying attention. The other blushes that I loved this year are the Queen Musia blushes. These came out, they are extremely good. They are a hybrid blush. They have this beautiful finish to them. They're made in Italy. Excellent products. If you haven't tried Queen Musia, I like a lot of what they've done. And it's this very like creamy powder, very pigmented, just a beautiful product and looks beautiful on the skin. I, don't really have anything negative to say about the blushes at all. They're not too powdery. They're pigmented. They go over the skin in this gorgeous way. They don't accentuate lines. They look great. You know, choosing between the Dior, the Saint Laurent, the Queen Musea powders, that would be really tough. The only thing I would say is the Dior is more traditionally luxury than all of the others, so it would be the Dior. But if I was purely going on which one's the best product, it might be the Queen Musea ones. They're exceptionally good. Lips. There were a number of good lip products this year that I really like. Finding Ferdinand is one of my new favorites. If you haven't tried their black lip balm, try their black lip balm. It's extremely good. And their liners and their gloss, but they're kind of known for their black lip balm. It has very much the feel of the Black Honey from Clinique in that kind of way, but it's not the same shade. It isn't. And it has this gorgeous luminescence to it. Talking about Clinique, this is the Black Honey next to it. And can you see how different the shades are? Don't get me wrong, I still love Black Honey, but very different. Clinique is another one that I've sort of rediscovered in 2025. Okay, other lip products that I want to talk about though. I want to mention the liner Riri from Fenty. I don't know if this is a shade that came out this year. I know the liners have been around for a while, so I just want to mention it. I'm not going to put it on the list officially because I don't think it's a 2025 release, but the liner itself, the Riri shade, it's perfection. I really love that shade. And the Fenty gloss bombs, there's ones that have like the swirls in them that came out this year. If you haven't tried a Fenty gloss bomb, try one before, hopefully they don't go away because that would make me very upset. The 3 lipstick products that I would say officially that really wowed me this year are on my best of list. The Louis Vuitton lipstick in satin. This is 202. This is my new favorite lipstick. I absolutely love this. I think it's the best formula that's been created. Do I think it's worth it for the price? I mean, that's up to you guys to decide where your price point is. Is it the best formula? In my opinion, yes. It is the best formula. You know, when you get into whether it's worth it, that's a different question. But I would say that the formula is so good that I am working with Ramiro to pick out some other shades to buy. He's been kind enough to send me some samples, so I'm trying different shades and figuring out what I want. If you have any suggestions about shades that I should pick up, let me know. The Dior Lip Maximizer in this particular shade, I would not say you have to run out and get all the lip maximizers because there's, you know, so many shades at this point. I can't even tell you all the different names. But this one is 112, and I'll make sure the name is correct down below in the links. But this shade is absolutely worth it, and I did buy a backup of this one because it was limited edition, and I thought I am gonna be angry with myself if I don't pick this up. So this is 112. It's like this gorgeous burnt cranberry, a little bit of purple, a lot of luminescence. It's just a great, for me, it's like the perfect shade. So I had to pick it up and I love it. It's a beautiful shade, but the maximizers in general are good. I did pick up the spring one. I forget what the name is, and I will review that very soon. And then the last lip product I would talk about is the Chantecaille lips. These are extremely good. I don't have the shades that I want just yet. Just had to take Ellie out. Sorry about that. Not that you got to see, but the background might look different, or the light will definitely look different. So the Chantecaille lipsticks are excellent. They're really good. Excellent formula, really creamy. They stay on, they feel comfortable. The shades that I wanted to pick up during the sale, I tried to pick up and they were gone. So during these last days of the year, I'm gonna see if I can finally pick up the shades that I'm interested in. But the lipsticks are excellent. I really like them. I think they did a beautiful job with the formula. And I like the shape of the bullet, the entire thing. Eyes. Everyone wants to know about the eyeshadows. I know. Let's talk about the eyeliners and the mascara really quickly first. So there were a number of eyeliners this year, and brow products actually, and a eyelash curler, believe it or not. So the eyeliners. This is the Dior Pearly Plum. Now, this is not a new formula, but this shade came out. It was a limited edition shade. It's one of my favorites. I picked up a backup because it's that good. Extremely beautiful shade. The Coco Pave by Victoria Beckham that came out as first part of her set, and then by itself is a great shade for anyone who wants a cool toned, little bit sparkly. It doesn't really have a lot of sparkle. Little bit of sparkle in it. Beautiful shade. And the liners by Victoria Beckham are beautiful. They're kajal liners. They're very soft. For some people, too soft, but for me, I really like them. Prada shade Ember. It's a beautiful shade. It does look a little bit like Coco Pave actually, but it's grayer. It's got a more of a mushroom tone to it. And it's a beautiful shade. It works well on everyone. I have it on today and I really, really like that shade. Then new, the Sarah Creel liners. These are great. I love these. I have them in shade, I think copper, and I have the black. Now I absolutely want the taupe, and there was a number of other shades that I wanted that had sparkle to them. And each time they popped back up, they were part of the Sephora sale. I wasn't able to get them then. They were gone, and then they popped back up on Sarah Creel and sold out like immediately. So I will purchase them at some point. I love the formula. I think they're excellent. It's just kind of like the Chantecaille lipsticks. Everyone else agreed that they were great products, and as soon as I was like, oh, and then it's too late. There we go. The Make brow pencil. I have already used up one entire pencil. It's just not clicking up anymore. I do have another one. I bought another one. The only thing I would say if Make is ever listening is that you need an auburn. But this is the warm brown and it's a great product. It works extremely well. I really like it for my brows. This is the 18R eyelash curler. And I did a video where I talked about eyelash curlers at the end when I was doing a brush video. And this is the Rougher 18R. For those of you who are like me, who have more of a rounded eye, this is a game changer. It really is a great product. And in the beginning, when I did the review, I mentioned that the little red rubber thing that's in here, I forget, there's a name for it, that you press down to squeeze to get your eyelashes to curl was a little too hard. It has softened quite a bit as I've used it. And so you know, I think it was just the newness of the product. But the 18R works really, really well on me. The 20R, which is more shaped like Shiseido's and Shuamura's and the other name that I can't think of right now, actually hurts me when I use it. So there's something different about the 20R from Refer than those other ones, because I've used those other ones for years and I haven't had a problem. But the 20R that I use from Refer bothers me. So I don't use that one at all. But the 18R is an instant favorite. I absolutely love this. And when this one goes, I mean, I have a lot of little red things to go in it, so I can keep replacing that. It's a great eyelash curler. Try it out. I think you're gonna love it. Mascara. I've tried a bunch of mascaras this year. I'm gonna talk about one that was disappointing. But the Dior Overcurl, I think this is a great mascara. It's really black. It does leave my lashes curled after I've curled them with the eyelash curler. I like the way it looks. The Suede is still by far my favorite. The Suede doesn't transfer, it doesn't smudge. It makes my lashes look really, I mean, there's a lot of mascaras now that I can say, like, I have like a top 5, but the Suede, it's just, I mean, in my opinion, it's just my favorite. It's just phenomenally good. Last but not least, shadows that I loved. So there's a couple in different categories. There's the Chantecaille. These are the single shadows. These are really, really good. I like these a lot. Again, I did want to buy more of these and I still have not done that. But this one is my favorite. It's quartz. I'll make sure the names are down below. But it's really easy to use, easy to put on. Stays on forever. Looks very luxurious, very elegant. Beautiful formula. The Merit shadows, the single shadows. I've heard from some of you that you don't like these. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're sheer, yes, but that's kind of what the point is. And they go on, they're easy to use. And they just, once you put them on, they stay on all day. And I think they look amazing on the eye. And I just think it's an easy one and done. Love them. The Make. These are shadows that don't look like much in the pan. When you put them on, they are the most multi-chromatic kind of shadows that you will ever see. They are beautiful on, and I will definitely be buying more of these. But at the moment, I only have a couple of shades. This one is a new shade called New Wave, and I was wearing this in a recent video. I mean, it's just that, it's, yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like in the pan versus these are Make has blown me away this year. How good their products are. The RMS shades, the eyelights, these are not 2025, but I do want to mention them because I really started using them this year. I absolutely love the eyelights. I think they're phenomenally good. I can't say enough about how great these products are. Very similar to the Chantecaille, they're just in the Merit, easy to put on, one and dones. You know, your look is finished for the day. So now palettes or quads or quints or whatever. There were actually quite a few that were good this year that I was like, oh, I want to include those, but I was just trying to get down to like my favorites. The ones that I was like, these are the ones that I'll continue to have no matter what. I won't declutter. First is the Couture. This is the Bouton from Chanel. I really love this quad. I have been using it more for like one and done. So like each one of these shades is a one and done for me. And for me, they are just the perfect brown, creamy, cool toned browns. Like using it all together, I think it's kind of blends a little bit into one, but as 4 unique, easy to use one and done shades, I think it's exceptional for that. So I love this one. Stellar is the other one that has the silver in it that I think is phenomenally good. Victoria Beckham, her Cocoa. This is an extremely good palette. The formulas in these, and I've talked about it before, are exceptionally good, but they're incredibly pigmented. This is not for somebody who wants a light look. It's not for somebody who wants that Merit RMS kind of look. That's for somebody who wants a dramatic, over-the-top, smoky eye. But they are beautiful, and the formulas are stunning. The Dolce & Gabbana. Dolce & Gabbana came up with, I think, maybe the best formula this year in their eyeshadows. I absolutely love these products. And I think the fact that you have creams and like a sparkly shade and a satin, I can't think of anyone I would not recommend these two. There's the silver, there's the pink, and there's the brown. I have the brown here, but I also have the silver one. I did not pick up the pink one yet. I just, I really think Dolce & Gabbana did a fantastic job with those eyeshadows. I think there's 6 shades in there that you can use for day, for night. You can create different looks. I mean, it's phenomenally good formula. Doesn't accentuate lines or texture. Great for people who are beginners at doing makeup and people who have, been doing makeup for years. It's just phenomenally good. I mean, it's that good. Tender Toffee by Sicily. I do think this is an extremely good palette. I think the formula in here, it lives up to Sicily. And if you're somebody who has a trickier eye, if you will, these are excellent for that. I also think these are great basics. They are more expensive than most, but the formula is exceptional. It's not the same as like a Clé de Peau that has that creamy shade that sets everything down that lasts forever, but it is an exceedingly good formula that's excellent for people who have like a drier skin or more sensitive lids. All of those things, the Sicily is going to be great for. I did not include the Clé de Peau this year because the shadows that came out this year, the color story, wasn't my favorite. So I can't say it was. And the formula, although exceptional, has been around for a while. The Sicily is brand new. The formula, I think, is exceptional. And I just hope they come out with different color stories with it and maybe different types of finishes, because I think that's one that could really be very popular for a certain segment of the population, and I hope they do it. I hope they invest in it because I really think it's exceedingly good. The other product, which is the best of the year, is the Dior Brown Cashmere, and it's somewhere. In the move of moving things around, I put it down because it is literally my favorite, and I don't know what I did with it. I don't know if I put it in the top drawer here somewhere, can't find it. I don't know, but that's the best one. Dior Brown Cashmere. Something about the middle shade in that thing is just so good. Dior Brown Cashmere won the year, which is interesting because really when it comes down to it, Dior did not have a large feature in my favorites. I mean, yes, I love the blush, but the blush isn't a new formula, really. I'm twisting a little bit by saying it's a new formula. I mean, it is. It's more pigmented. It does have a new scent. It does have new packaging, blah, blah, blah. But backstage blushes have existed for quite some time. And the Pearl Plum Liner, that is not a new formula at all. It's just a, limited edition shade. So when I say Dior Brown Cashmere is the best of the year, that is interesting since the rest of Dior, we'll talk about it when I get to my disappointments. Last is Byredo. I love the Bibliophile. This is on my eyes now. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. And I talked about it in the things that, you guys were disappointed in. I think it's the color story. I think that's what people were disappointed in because there's reds and golds. I get it. I think people are more interested in the cool tones, and Mineralscapes was definitely cool toned and beautiful. So I hope they do more of that going forward. But I just think the formula in here is so exceptionally good. In all of this size Byredo palettes, that yeah, it's not something I will ever declutter, and I love the way they all look, all the shades on my eyes. So I can't say it isn't one of my tops because it just is. Perfume, my favorite perfume that came out this year. Comet by Chanel actually came out in 2024. London Fog, 2024. So for me, it's the Shalimar. It's the new 100-year anniversary Shalimar. If you haven't gotten your nose on this, it's absolutely worth trying. It's just a beautiful flanker of Shalimar. I mean, it's definitely vanilla forward. If you like Shalimar, you'll love this. If you love Shalimar, you'll love this. It basically takes the Shalimar DNA and brings out the vanilla. It brings out this a little bit more of a gourmand. The jasmine is definitely there, but that dries down. You're left with more of this little bit of musky vanilla. It's a traditional scent in the sense like it kind of reminds you of a bygone era, but it's refreshed for today. And that's what Shalimar did with the DNA of the original Shalimar. And my hat's off to them because they did a fantastic job. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I'm thrilled to have it. My least favorites. There, you know, I feel like there would be a lot more if I had purchased the things that I realized by looking at them that I was like, I'm not gonna like that, so I didn't buy it. The number one disappointment for me is a brand overall, and that's Tom Ford. I'm not sure what's happening with Tom Ford because the lipsticks that came out last year and the lip liners were so good. And they are. The liners are the best liners that I've ever used. For me, they don't bleed. The pigments are gorgeous. They stay, I mean, to this day, hands down, recommend the Tom Ford liners, lip liners more than any other. And they had some great eyeliner shades came out this year. And I love that formula. But I did not even bother to pick up the winter collection, the Soleil collection from Tom Ford. And I cannot, I don't know, you know, what they're doing. I didn't pick up any of the fabulous lipsticks. I didn't pick up the limited edition ones that came out recently because I heard they're not that great. And, you know, Tom Ford was one of my favorites. Yeah, it's exceedingly disappointing. I'm really hoping that next year there's a turnaround for Tom Ford. I'll continue talking to Rhiannon at Nordstrom. She's a Tom Ford SA. If you haven't reached out to her, I've had her on the channel a couple of times. She does a great job. She's a wonderful SA. I don't know what else to say. Like, just overall, Tom Ford has just been incredibly disappointing this past year. That is my biggest fail and my biggest disappointment. In regards to particular products, I would say the first one is the Victoria Beckham. This is the liquid, I forget what this is called, Color Wash Lush Water Tint. I love the way this looks, but it is just not worth it. This is a dropper situation. You basically push the plunger down and then the product goes in there and then you drop this on your skin. And it does look great once you get it on your skin, but it's just such a, I mean, it's such a pain to do that I never use it. I mean, I love the color and I love the way it looks on the skin, but I don't use it because it's just, you know, I end up staining my finger and staining my hand, and then I just don't, it's a pain. And I don't want my makeup to be more complicated than it needs to be. So yeah, I don't use it. And it's not cheap. It's an expensive product. So it's not a favorite. Guerlain Meteorites for this year. I was really hoping that these would be like really exceptional because they changed the scent. And so that was upsetting. But when I saw the packaging, I was like, oh, it's gonna be really cool. The packaging is not nearly as cool as I thought it was gonna be. And the little stars just don't do it for me. I mean, I think it's cute, but again, it was a disappointment. The color doesn't really look any different. Packaging doesn't look as exceptional as I thought it was gonna. It kind of looks a little bit cheap, and they changed the scent, you know? So like for me, after changing the scent, they better come up with something. The packaging must be like phenomenally good, or color story has to be different or something, because I find it so irritating that they changed it. That yeah, I don't like it. The highlighters, remember I was talking about highlighters, I couldn't find one I really liked. This one is Abracadabra Dior something. Anyway, when I first tried this out, I think I said, you know, I liked it. I thought it was nice. It has this like opalescence to it. But the problem with this product is that when you put it on, unless you're doing a look that fits something kind of over the top, all you get on your face is this like sparkly look. You know what I mean? Like you can't just use it as like highlighter, like you would normally use highlighter, because it's so sparkly and colorful. It's not just pink. It's got like pink and green and blue and orange. So it's not really a highlighter. It's more of a, I mean, they do call it an illuminator, so I will give it that. It's more like I'd want to put it here. You know, like it's just, I don't even know if the camera can capture what I'm talking about, but it's just, such a specific, especially for me, kind of product that I just don't think I would use. Yeah, I just, I never reach for that. And because it looks very similar in the bottle to the white one that I do have from Dior that I love, I have reached for that accidentally when I wasn't paying attention and put it like right, and it just, I'm like, well, that looks terrible, and I have to wipe it off. So yeah, I'm irritated by that. I don't like it. Not at all. The lip product is the Louis Vuitton Balm, which at the beginning I really liked, and I still like for the summer. I think for the summer it's great. For the rest of the year, I don't like it. This time of year, I don't like it because it's just too drying, believe it or not. It's a nice balm. It actually has some decent pigment. It looks nice on the lips, but it is actually drying. If you're in like the winter, like it is here, it's very dry here in the winter, it does not feel good after like 15 minutes. So I would say if you're in a humid climate, it's probably fine. But if you're in a dry climate and you have dry lips like I do, for the price point, like, I don't know. I feel like a balm should be hydrating. So I find that to be a huge, huge disappointment. And then for perfume. Now I didn't pick any eyeshadows. I will say this before I get to perfume. For the eyeshadows, I would probably say it's the Dior Summer that I didn't even pick up from earlier this year. And then the Tom Ford Winter, the Holiday, Soleil, whatever, which I just mentioned I didn't pick up. And because I have heard from many of you and I've seen swatches of what it looked like, I don't even know why they bothered. Like those looked absolutely terrible. I will have Dior Spring coming very soon. I'll have a review for you in probably like a week, which will be really early, it feels like. But anyway, and that doesn't look like it has a lot of pigment either, but I don't own it yet and I will refrain from commenting. Yeah, Dior is really hit or miss. Like there's, as I talked, like Brown Cashmere, literally the best of the year in my opinion. And then they have these other things that you're like, that is terrible. Why? I do not know, guys. I really could not tell you. This is the Tom Ford Figurati. Here's the thing about this fragrance. This can actually smell nice on me. It takes about 2 hours, 3 hours. I wore it on a day that I went to hot yoga, and actually it smelled a lot better in the heat. I could actually smell the fig in the heat. So maybe this is a hot, warm weather scent. I don't know why it would come out now if that's the case, but who knows what Tom Ford's doing. So I will say that. I'm gonna have to try it in the summer when it's hot and humid. However, even though it can smell nice on me in a couple hours, each time I've used it, each time I've had a massive headache. And not a migraine, but a massive headache, like cluster headache. At first I thought it was just a coincidence. I've used it enough times now to be like, nope, it's the perfume. So there's something in it that triggers a headache for me every time I use it. I don't know what it is, but not only is it just not what I was hoping for in any sense of the word, but it is a headache-inducing fragrance for me. So something in there my body does not agree with. I haven't heard anyone come out and say they loved it. I gotta say that. I was really thinking of a figgy, jammy, like sweet, spicy kind of fragrance. I was not expecting a bitter green, whatever the heck the rest of it is, kind of fragrance. Like I said, I do smell fig hours later in hot yoga, but you know, the next time I try it will probably be the summer. I'll wait to try it again because it does cause a headache every time I use it, and frankly it's not worth it because I already can tell you I just don't particularly like it. It's fine when it dries down on me, but I don't like it. It's just okay. But I will try it in the summer because I want to see if it's very different when it's humid and hot. But anyone out there who has migraines, I could not in good conscience tell you to purchase it. Because if you're sensitive, I mean, you never know with migraines. They do weird, like some people get migraines for very specific hormonal reasons. Some it's food, some it's all of the above. There's a thing called cluster headaches. You know, it's very difficult to pinpoint why someone gets migraines and how to treat it, frankly. So I never want to say, hey, this didn't bother me, it won't bother you, because that's just not how it works. But generally, I think I can say if something always bothers me, there's a really good chance it's gonna bother anyone else who suffers from migraines. That does seem to to track. So yeah, again, I would strongly encourage anyone who's buying a perfume to try it out before you buy it. But this one in particular is not how it sounds, even by the notes. So it's not a blind buy at all. For the giveaway for this video, what I would love you guys to do. First of all, you have to be subscribed to my channel. You have to like it, hype it, share it, all those good things. But I would love it if you would tell me for 2026, what is the #1 thing you want to see from me? Is it just luxury beauty? Is it more focus on handbags and perfumes and like specifics? Like, what do you want to see? I have an idea from all the data and all the feedback that you guys have given me. And I have an idea, a very clear idea about how I'm going to structure things in 2026. But I would love your specific feedback on the #1 thing you would like me to focus on 2026, because then I can correlate all the data and I'll have an even better idea. So that's perfect. So this video is going to come out before New Year's, but of course this is, out there in the universe for people to see at any point in time. But if you're watching it when it's actually released, have a wonderful new year. And I will see you again on the live that's going to go up where I pick all of the winners. Thank you so much for joining me in 2025. I really hope I get to see you again in 2026. Bye.